Hello and welcome to the Rev It Up podcast, helping entrepreneurs fill up their tanks, crank up the RPMs, and put the pedal to the metal until they cross that finish line. Hello, I'm Jess Tiffany. Ready, set, go. Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode. I have the absolutely amazing Connor Griggs with me today. And I'm going to tell a little story about Connor. I had this new meetup, or actually I was reviving an old meetup that had kind of died. The owner had disappeared for quite a bit, and I brought it back to be a host. And then all of a sudden COVID happened somewhere in there too. But anyway, Connor was there, and I got to meet him, and he is an amazing person. He's got a super cool brand. And in the short period of time I've known him, he's massively grown his business and has really expanded and done a lot of amazing things. So anyway, I want to introduce Connor. If you could tell us a little bit about your background and your cool, awesome company.
Oh, well, I'd love to. Thanks for having me on, Jess. So, hey, everybody, my name is Connor Griggs, and I'm the founder of Tropical Tundra. Tropical Tundra is the first apparel brand dedicated to saving the rainforests. And how we do that is through partnership with a nonprofit called Rainforest Foundation US to offer a product-based solution to saving the rainforests. So every shirt that I sell protects 1 hectare of rainforest for 1 year. If you don't know what a hectare is 100 meters by 100 meters. So it's about just a little bit shy of a soccer field. And we can do that with providing technology to indigenous communities and partners to be able to real time with satellite imaging technology to identify the root cause of what's going on, whether there's an illegal burning or whatever is happening. We can identify it, report it, and investigate within 1 day. So it's an incredible solution. I actually just turned 30 yesterday.
Nice. So, happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I started this brand in 2018 after doing a spiritual journey to South America. And I realized that my cushy medical device career that I had just wasn't doing it for me. And I realized that what I really wanted to do was build a community dedicated to protecting nature. 2 years later, here I am. So thanks for having me on.
Fantastic. Wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you.
And when you said a hectare, I was going to say, what the hectare is a hectare?
A hectare is a hectare. It's an unusual. So we got acres, and then which is I couldn't even tell you what an acre is. It's kind of sad, but I know what a hectare is. It's 2.47 acres.
Awesome.
So got to look into that a little more.
The rainforest make me think about coffee. I don't know why. I always think of coffee kind of in that area.
Yep.
Protect the rainforest with the coffee stuff I've seen out there, and I love me some coffee. I'm running low though. I might have to cut this podcast short here and go get some coffee. So
yeah, do what you gotta do.
So tell me a little bit about you've had some. I've been following you obviously for a while now. And I've really been impressed with the visual aspect of your business, especially on Instagram. If you could tell us a little bit about what you're doing there and how you've created those images and such like that.
Yeah, so I fell in love with graphic design 2 years ago, and it's a little bit funny to me that people feel like we need to go get a 4-year degree to learn how to make graphics and cool designs. Because if you're really passionate about anything, you can learn it. We live in the day and age of information. Go grab a course on udemy.com for like $15 and you can train yourself on just about anything. Really what I did was over the last 2 years is I mastered graphic design, Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop. I use Canva, and I use different types of graphics to create really cool posts for my brand. And so that's kind of like more so the visual uniqueness that the spice that I add onto it. But I have a photo studio. If you want to take a look behind me, I invited a bunch of friends over, and we did a huge photo shoot. And then I used those images. What I did was I went on to Lightroom, and I edited all the images and I made them all beautiful. And then I add all my graphics to those. So that's kind of what I've been doing, and collaborating with other creatives on Instagram.
Okay. So all those models in the advertisement, those are people you know then?
Most of them. So I went online on a Facebook, and I found this one Minneapolis modeling and acting group, and then I just posted and I was like, hey, I need some models. If you're interested, I'll give you guys a free shirt. And a bunch of them came over and we had a good time. I had a ton of music and food and drinks, and it was a success.
Wow, that is really cool.
Yep.
So you're using Bribery with your product. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, bribery and incentivizing that, hey, this isn't just a brand that's making me money, but I'm actually donating to save the rainforest. And so people really want to be part of something. And if you can kind of like fulfill that, a lot of times you don't have to pay them. A lot of times, like, these people are just like good people that want to do something good for the world. Yeah. So if you find those people, then they're meant to be. And the people that are like, no, sorry, I need a paycheck, those people aren't meant to be. And maybe it's just not right timing. Maybe they're busy or whatever it is, but you can always kind of find a workaround to having to pay a bunch of models to model your stuff.
No, that's fantastic.
I just want to say, like, a lot of these models like should get paid, and I want them to get paid, and I even want to pay them, but I just can't right now. So
yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think one of the underutilized things for a lot of businesses is bartering. Because there's a lot of services that that different people can perform, and if they're incentivized with something that also helps their business or helps them professionally or helps get their face out there more, whatever it is, it's a super great pocket to tap into.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I'm part of a international monetary systems, I think it's called, but it's a barter network.
Okay.
And it's pretty interesting. And what I've been able to do is actually is get work. I do work based on barter dollars, and then I can turn around and use that to buy almost anything on the planet that I can think of. I wanted to use it for traveling this year, but that didn't pan out exactly. So I got thousands of dollars just sitting there. And so whenever I'm ready to pull the trigger, I can get some cool merch, or I can get some services, or get oil changes, or whatever it is I need. So it's pretty cool. And then, cool. Like in your case, you just went out and said, hey, I got this awesome clothing, and would you mind doing some modeling for me? And they were like, yeah, I like the shirt or whatever it is, and I like the cause, and it just made sense. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and a lot of times, like, these models and stuff, like, as long as you're not a creeper about it, they're going to be okay, and they're going to be cool with doing something like that. But a lot of these models are like very tentative. They're like, wait, what do you want from me? And like, because they've had bad experiences in the past. So like, you really just want to show up with integrity and to be like very like just genuine. Like, you show up genuine and with integrity, and you're not creeper, and you're not trying to like get on them or get their number, or like no hidden agendas, then you'll be okay.
And I think it's smart that you kind of did it. It sounds like you did it kind of in a little bit of a group setting, so the people would feel more comfortable with the food and everything.
Oh yeah. I would have never invited one person over.
Yeah, that they would definitely put you on a creeper list.
Yeah.
So anyway. So tell me a little bit about the back end of what you're doing, as far as, how did you go about, setting up the relationships to build your brand, and maybe how you outsource some of the work and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, when we're talking about relationships with partners.
Oh wait. What's your website? I forgot to say that right at the beginning.
Oh, yeah. This is tropicaltundra.com.
All right, perfect. Yeah. All right, I'm sorry, continue.
Okay. So, at the beginning, I knew nothing about e-commerce, nothing. So I'm like starting from scratch. So what I did was I just started to do my research, and I was like, okay, what is going to be the platform that I'm going to be building the website from? And everybody knows in industry for the most part that if you have a lot of SKUs and inventory and stuff that you're managing, products, you're going to want to use Shopify because they were the first one to win the platform war, open up the platform for all these third-party apps to start, or companies to start building on. And it's just kind of like the gold standard for, and not for all companies, but if you have a lot of products. So I went with Shopify, and I started to kind of like learn how to build my website and then to explore different types of themes. And I reached out, I'm a pretty strong networker, and I reached out to this one guy who owns a digital media marketing agency. And I said, hey, I got a clothing brand. I know that you've worked with multiple clothing brands. What's a good theme to work with? And then he goes, Turbo, 100%. So anybody who's listening wants a good theme, that's the theme that I use on my website. Check out Turbo. And it's just very well done, especially if you have a lot of products with models and whatnot. And so then you kind of just build from there. And then what you do is you look at all these other websites. I mean, everything is free to look at, and everybody, there's storefronts. So look at a storefront that you think would best fit your brand and kind of start to model off of it and tweak off of it. And then so what I did was, because I was like, okay, I have the Turbo theme. I want to find a clothing brand with Turbo theme. So then I did my research to find Turbo theme apparel brands. And then I was like, okay, so I can use these elements this way to build from scratch and make it look beautiful. And so that's kind of what I did from an angle of like creating my storefront. And then relationship wise with like my partners, I wanted to do everything. I wanted to save the world. I wanted to like protect like homeless cats and dogs, and like I wanted to do everything. So really what you want to do is kind of like zoom out and identify something that really, a cause that you want to give back to that really like means a lot to your heart and your soul. And what I love most is like biodiversity and animals and like oxygen and clean water and if you've ever seen the movie Avatar, like that's when I think of like the rainforest, I kind of think of Avatar, and it's like that untapped, like beautiful land that is just like kind of like under siege and under destruction by like the humans and like, and so I looked at that and I'm just like, I want to be on the good guy side, and I want to protect against that. And that was summer of 2019 when all those fires were all over the news. And then that's when it really struck a chord in me. And I said, that's going to be my first cause.
Nice. Very cool. And tell me a little bit about actually, before I get to that, let's talk a little bit about the back end. Like, how do you go about sourcing materials? And I know you obviously got the ideas in your head somehow, but which is amazing. And then how did you turn the idea into actual clothing?
Okay. Yeah. So I knew that I wanted to do apparel. So I was walking into Coachella 2018, and I had eaten some mushrooms, and as I was walking in, I just thought of tropical.
Like on your pizza, right?
No. So if everybody out there that doesn't know, I'm a psychedelic enthusiast for the spiritual and medicinal purposes. They're saving lives. The psychedelic renaissance is now. Tropical Tundra is a psychedelic brand. So I'm walking into Coachella, and I just thought of Tropical Tundra because I was like, as I was walking into Coachella, I was like, Minnesota in the summer, it's pretty tropical, and then in the winter it's very cold. It's like the tundra. It's like, oh my God, we're the Tropical Tundra tribe. And I looked at my friends, I'm like, we're the Tropical Tundra tribe. And then like all of a sudden, like when you're really tapped into the universe, your third eye is open and your mind expands, and you can see signs that you're not normally able to see. And so all of a sudden my vision came on to this beautiful shirt, and it was an all over nature print. And so like these are some of my shirts right now. And so, oh cool, the sun's shining through. So all of a sudden, like I'm walking into the Coachella, the sun is like shining through, and I see this like glimmer across this shirt, and I go, oh my God, Tropical Tundra, I'm going to create a clothing brand. And I've been doing it ever since that one epiphany.
Oh wow.
And but when it comes to sourcing, I kind of deviated. So you work with different manufacturers, and initially what you think is, oh, I'm going to have to buy some like maybe 1,000 units, and then I'm going to have to flip those 1,000 units, and then take that money and then do it again. And but with this new print on demand technology, you don't have to do that anymore. Nice. And especially if you don't have that much money to start up with a brand, you don't need to go that route. And it's actually very dangerous to do that, because unless if you've done a lot of testing, and unless if you know digital media marketing very well and you know how to find your audience, you're probably not going to be able to sell those shirts.
Right.
So then once I kind of like realized that, I did my first batch with a manufacturer out in Indonesia. And I ran into that issue where I couldn't sell them, and I'm sitting on inventory and I'm sitting on money. I'm like, okay, I need to find a really good print on demand supplier. So then you do your due diligence. I worked with Printful, and I had a bad experience with Printful, and I started experimenting with other print on demand suppliers until I found my gold standard, or like this beautiful, like and I'm not going to share that because it's trade secret.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
But I found the one, and I'm just like so happy with how it's going. And so in summary, you test and you try, you run samples, you do the math. And my suggestion to anybody starting from scratch to go start with print on demand and then pivot later, but prove your concept with print on demand first.
Nice. Yeah, I like it. And for the people that can't see from the video here, go ahead and go to Tropical Tundra and check out the clothing. It's just beautiful, beautiful clothing. And is there something special about the fabric? It just looks extra nice. I don't know.
Yeah, so I've worked with a lot of different fabrics. So all my shirts are sublimated, and when you sublimate, the ink goes from a solid to a gas, and so you get this pop that you can't get in other types of fabrics. Okay. And so you have to work with polyester to do sublimation. And there's different types of polys out there. There's polys that are like really thick, and then there's polys that like don't like that kind of like absorb moisture. So this particular type of poly, it's dry fitting, and it's very light, and it's smooth. And yeah, so if you want to like get a close-up look, it's usually poly is very dense, but with this, it's like very thin and breathable, and it looks great, and they just do such a great job. I'm so happy with the quality. Like when I got the samples, I literally shed a tear. I'm like, this is the one. Finally, I finally found the supplier. Like, nice. I worked with 5 different suppliers to find the one that I have.
The one, yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
awesome. And then the other thing I was going to mention was the new socks. Can you tell us about the socks? I love the name.
Okay, yeah. So we are in the process of getting our trademark for Trippy Socks. Trippy Socks is another mission-driven mini brand under Tropical Tundra. So Tropical Tundra is a mission-driven brand dedicated to healing the planet from the inside out. So what I see is like the rainforest and how we're treating the rainforest as a symptom of what's happening within the human psyche, but the root cause is that we're disconnected from nature. And what these psychedelic medicines do is they reconnect you to nature, to yourself, to your spirit. You're able to learn about who you are, kind of break out of the bubble of all the patterns that you've created in your human life, and be able to say, okay, this one's toxic and isn't serving me, and this one's not serving me. And so what I see, like how we're treating the planet and the animals is really a root cause that like we aren't in tune with the universe, and that we're separate. And so I'm pivoting. So this is phase 2 to support psychedelics research. So I'm in the process of partnering with the Multidisciplinary Association of Psychedelic Studies, MAPS. They're out of Santa Barbara, California. And we're donating 10% to start of the Trippy Socks to psychedelic research for PTSD, depression, anxiety, suicide. And I've had 4 friends that have committed suicide myself.
Oh, no.
So it means it really hits home to me. And I've also dealt with like the depression and addiction. So these plant medicines, they really can heal you. And I believe in them, and I stand behind them full-heartedly.
Okay.
Hey everybody, Jess here. What if I could help your company find over $100,000 in hidden revenue streams in less than an hour without spending an extra dime on advertising or marketing? Reach out to me at cardzap.thebumpcard.me. Check out the video on 5 steps to profit, and also reach out and we can have a conversation. Thank you.
Yeah, I've had one family member leave us that way, so I kind of get it.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you read that book, Tribe of Mentors, or Tribe with Mentors, of Steve Ferris, I think it is?
Dude, yeah, I'm listening to it right now. I have like 5 more hours left. Whenever I do cardio, I'm listening to Tribe of Mentors.
Yeah, that has a lot of people in that book talk about the psychedelics. So apparently, there's a lot of high end CEO type folks that kind of play in that world.
100%.
So anyway, I thought that was interesting. Yeah, I was wondering if that was an influence or not, or.
Oh yeah, I mean, these CEOs and these business executives and leaders, they get it. It's a way to expand your mind and to look at life through a different lens. And how powerful is that? I mean, what a disadvantage to go through life in one lens. What an advantage to get multiple different lenses. And so just from that sheer, like if you just kind of break it down, it's powerful. But yeah, totally. Tribe of Mentors, Tim Ferriss. Yeah,
Tim Ferriss, I said the wrong name.
What was that?
I think I said the wrong name, but yeah, Tim Ferriss. Yeah, that's what it is.
And hey, so what? And just like, let's just put psychedelics in its own bucket and put it aside. But like, these people are spiritual beings, and like they meditate, they do yoga, they take time to close their eyes and clear out the mind and create space, because we all have the chatter, right? That's inside of our mind trying to tell us that something's wrong or whatever else, or try to latch on to something. But yeah, these people are just like, their mindfulness of like the energy that they're putting inside of their body, the impact of the thoughts that are going inside of their minds. I think that was the main takeaway was the spiritual IQ of these people. It was incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting topic. And yeah, I'm a I guess you call it a born again Christian, and that's my faith. And in the Bible does talk a lot about, prayer, meditation, casting your burdens off, so I think just that process of the meditation and the, or prayer, or, whatever, where you're clearing your mind, you're kind of letting go of stuff that's weighing you down. It's an amazing thing for your psyche and your spiritual life. So tell me a little bit about how did you come up with the designs for the clothing? Is that they just kind of pop in your head, or?
So they're influenced by psychedelics, but what I do really like is nature, Oliver Prince, landscapes. Like, nature is magic, and nature is art and beautiful. And if all you need to do is just like go outside and go for a walk, and to really observe and look and be like, wow, that's a miracle right there. And it's all around us. So what I like to do is I like to go online and like get different inspirations of nature's natural phenomenons, whether it's like a volcano, or whether it's like Patagonia, or the Northern Lights in Norway, or the tundra, or whatever it is, the deep rainforest jungles, deep ocean. I mean, there's magic everywhere. It's all around us.
So tell me about the logo. It's like a penguin, pineapple or something?
Yeah, and his name is Hector.
Hector. Very, very smart. Okay. I like
Hector, save a Hector. So that's a very good story, but I want to finish up what I do about the prints. And then so what I do is I go on to different types of like Pexels and Unsplash, and I identify like royalty-free images, and then I take those images of beautiful landscapes, and then I modify them, and I make them kind of like I kind of change the saturation and the vibrance, and do my own little edits. I might do layers, different types of effects to make it like unique and beautiful, and to make it completely different from the original image. Cool. And then once I have this little checkbox in my head. Is it classic? Check. Okay. Can it stand the test of time? Okay. Yep. Check. Could I see myself or other people in my target market wearing it? And this is like third eye, and it's like, yeah, I could see that. Check. And then I go through this like internal checklist, and then and then I apply it, and then I run a sample. And then, but it could look really cool, like even in the digital image that you get before you run the sample, but then you get it and you're like, oh crap, doesn't look good, or like I would never wear it.
Yeah.
Like an example, let's see here. Actually, those all look really, okay, here's one. So this was what is it? So this is like the stars moving.
Oh, like a time lapse thing.
Yeah, like a star time lapse. And it looked really cool online, but when you zoom in, it kind of has like this like browniness to it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't identify that on the mock-ups until you get it and it's in your hands.
Yeah.
You can't really make the determination of whether you're going to throw it up on the website or not. So
it's still pretty, but I think if you could modify that color on top, it'd even be better. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. This is cool, but yeah, the brown green stuff I'm not really digging. So
neat. Very cool.
Yeah.
And so have you found that you have much trouble with the logistic piece of it as far as getting the product to the people once it's print on demand, or has that been easy?
Nope, it's been really easy. My manufacturer handles it, and it's
nice.
Simple. Yeah, it's really simple. The one thing is that a lot of people they're used to Amazon, right?
Yep.
Amazon is like 2-day shipping, and I can't compete with that because my print on demand manufacturer is overseas. So the best I can do is like 6 days. But it's still pretty good. Yeah, but usually and that's business days, so it's not even within
weekends.
Yeah, so that's the best I can do, and that's my one thing that I'm gonna kind of try to challenge and improve as I move forward. But I don't know if I told you this. I'm moving to Indonesia. I'm moving to Bali.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. I'm living in Canggu. So like if this is Bali, this is like the island right here. On this side is Canggu, and that's kind of like a surf shop area. Not surf shop area, but like a surfing digital nomad community. And so I found this place. My girlfriend and I are renting per month for we're splitting $250 a month.
Oh wow.
And we're getting a co-working space like on the coast. And we're going to be working there. It has a photo studio in it. It has like a music production studio. So it's like a magnet for creatives and people to collaborate with. And then there's a gym where all these social media influencers work out at that I'm going to be getting membership to there. Wow. So I'm going to like network like crazy with all these like social media influencers and say, oh, hey, by the way, I got this photo studio down the road and I got this brand. Would you be down to like do a collab real quick? And that's literally my plan of how this thing is going to just pop, because I'm going to be able to kind of use other people's audiences and get like these really cool people to model, authentic people to model my stuff.
Nice. That is super awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
I actually, when we get offline, there's some influencers on LinkedIn I probably can introduce you to that might be happy to do a deal for a couple shirts or something. So,
oh, sweet.
I just thought of that. So we'll have to figure that out on the back end. But
that's great.
Yeah. So and then we were also talking about the power of joint ventures and how, because I'm really big into the joint venture scene, and I can see how your product could fit in possibly with some other people that have different spaces. And I was even thinking possibly you could go into boutiques, like little, local stores or something, and almost do it on consignment. Maybe not from Bali, but But those are, anyway, some things that popped in my head as we were kind of talking here. So, so where do you see the what are your projections, or where do you see the company in the next maybe 2 to 5 years?
So I see us hitting 250K revenue by the end of 2021. I'm sorry, by the end of 2022. For some reason, the 250K marker is like a thing in my brain, kind of weird about when it comes to numbers. My friend, my good friend from when I was very little, we played football together. We've known each other since we were 8 years old. He's very abundant right now, and he's moving out to Thailand, and we're going to vertically integrate our print-on-demand facility, sublimation facility, in Thailand, in Chiang Mai. So we'll be proving the concept and then moving it to create our own manufacturing facility and handling all the fulfillment and inventory out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see this being a global brand by year 5 for sure. But most importantly is like I really want to bring awareness to people of the issues that are happening right now with the rainforest, human trafficking, and psychedelic medicines, because they're all intertwined together. Because like it comes down to like eco-psychology. The health of the planet is equal to the health of the human spirit. The human spirit's sick, planet sick, and there's a lot of issues right now. But but yeah, like I see this as being like the brand of human consciousness.
Okay. And if you were able to get a boost, let's say maybe some influencers or different people, if we got your product into their hands, does your print-on-demand person have the capability to scale fairly rapidly?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. That puts you in a powerful position, because you really have a lot of the big companies, they can't pivot. They can't be nimble. And with the setup you have, you're very, I guess, light on your feet, if you want to say it.
Sky is the limit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's powerful. So you really set yourself up for success, and I can definitely see that. So that's fantastic.
That's why when I found this supplier, I'm just like, oh my God, thank you. Like, thank you. Because yeah, you're right. You need a supplier that you can grow with. You can pigeonhole yourself with these suppliers that are like they can't meet the manufacturing demand. So you want to find the right one, and you want to make sure that they're meeting the quality. And also these products, they come with certifications for the ink and the materials. So they're sustainably sourced materials, and they meet human ecological requirements for like an OEKO standard 100. I think I pronounced that right, but it's a Japanese standard for human ecological requirements.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Awesome. And what? Back to the socks. What's your plan for that as far as growing that?
Yeah. So,
any insight on how you're going to market that?
Yes. So we talked about Silicon Valley CEOs. People are waking up to the healing properties of these medicines, and so yeah, I'm actually planning on marketing these socks on digital on social media to executives in Silicon Valley, like people working in tech, people like coders, and like mostly I'm going to focus on California because it's obviously more popular than Minnesota, and I see my vision is like a good looking like business professional, like walking into a meeting, like leading a meeting. You get like a little like glimpse of like the Trippy Sock. And then he like walks out, and he's like, and then it's like Friday, and then or something like that, like awaken your spirit, and it's like % proceeds go towards psychedelic research. So it's good. It's very unique, and how I want to, but I don't want to like. I think that these products could sell well to kids or like 18, whatever. But my market is more so like millennials. So like more so like higher, like my age, low 30s, high 20s. For the most part, that's going to be my target market. But when I say those things, it kind of makes me sad, because it's like, I don't want a target market. I want everybody to be in on my brand, right? But you have to kind of decide who you're going to go for.
Right.
But no, I want Grandpa Joe down the block to wear Trippy Socks too.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do you have any insights on just things that I shouldn't say things that you've maybe already done a little bit that help you kind of grow the revenue a little bit of the company? There's a couple of things you can mention.
Yeah. So for the most, okay, so this is an interesting thing that I'm getting into, is that I have grown this business organically up until this point, and it's to the point where I'm not seeing the results that I'm looking for my sales, that I have to expand to different traction channels. So we were just talking about doing like brand ambassadors. So what I'm doing right now is I'm learning Facebook ads, and I'm going to be running ads for specific target markets on Facebook and Instagram, and in these ads, I'm actually not looking for like my end customer with the ads that I'm running. This is actually for my brand ambassador program. So I'm running ads for people that might be interested in getting a 30% off discount and 7% kickback for being like an ambassador for my brand. And oh, by the way, every shirt that you end up helping to sell is going to protect a hectare of rainforest. So my first ad sets are going to be geared towards expanding my brand ambassador program. And in order to qualify for my brand ambassador program, you have to buy a shirt, and which I only make like $5 on, but regardless, I'm making a profit. And then they have to write a review on my website, and then they get their code, and then they can start organically reaching out to their TikTok audience or wherever else. And then they're making money. So if they have you're right, TikTok people are trying to figure out how to monetize their following. So it's like, hey, like you have 1 million followers, and then you're making 7% of like all the sales coming out. Like you can make a really good chunk of change if you look really cool in a shirt.
Yeah.
So
all you TikTokers and Instagram phenoms, or whatever I want to call them, make sure you reach out to. Do they go to tropicaltundra.com, or how do they track you down?
Tropicaltundra.com. You can email me at support@tropicaltundra.com. But like the brand ambassador program is still being integrated into the website. So yeah, it's coming. But go ahead and send me an email if you're interested, because I'll make some, maybe be able to make some exceptions for early entry.
The beta group, right?
The betas. I want the betas.
But don't call somebody a beta male. They want to be alpha males.
That's true. Well, I'm the alpha.
Yeah, you're. Oh, that's funny. Oh, yeah, we were talking about the logo. What's the ping? Oh, you said it's called Hector, right?
Yeah. Okay. So I get really excited when I talk about my business. That's why I bounce around a lot and like I'm on tangents. But like, okay, so the logo evolved a lot of different ways. It started off by, I went on to 99 designs. I paid $1,000 for like 100 different designs of a logo. And then it came out to be like a, I don't know if you can see it. It's a palm tree snowflake.
Okay. Yep.
So that was the first one, and that is the trademark for a Tropical Tundra. But I got a lot of feedback that people were really digging this pineapple penguin. And when I first saw it, I hated it. I hated it. And my business partner at the time, we ended up going separate ways. Like he was like, do the pineapple penguin and whatever. And so we had a graphic designer who kind of like took a penguin and then took a pineapple and then kind of did this and like merged them together.
Yep.
And it looked really bad, like at the time, because like the arm, like it had like this little like like this for the mouth, and like it was just like kind of awkward looking. But every time somebody saw it, they were like, "I love the penguin. I love the penguin." And I'm over here with this tattooed on my wrist, just like no, I like the snowflake palm tree, and so like it was a big like letting go process for me of just being like, okay, listen to your customer. What is your customer like?
Yeah.
And then so we ended up like seriously like massaging this thing for like a year to get it to where it's at today.
Yeah. I think it's awesome. So
thank you.
I do like that logo. So
thank you.
Good. Well, I want to thank you for being on our show today, Connor. It was definitely a good one. I enjoyed learning more about your business, and I'm excited because I know people are going to go check out your brand and fall in love with the styles and the coolness of it. And we'll have to watch out for those Trippy Socks when they come out too. So
watch out for those Trippy Socks.
Awesome.
And you don't. And I just want to make an announcement. Yeah, you don't have to do psychedelics to wear Tropical Tundra.
No, definitely don't.
Definitely don't have to.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. And hey, everybody out there listening, thank you. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share this podcast. And of course, we always appreciate a good review. So we'll see you on the next show. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.